Here's my most recent painting that I did. It is currently drying. I have it out here in the sunroom because I don't have enough wall space to hang it up in my studio. This is going to be so much easier once I have a tripod and I'm not using a picture frame, a container box thing, and a candle to like set the camera up. I got tea. I got my cookies. I have got my canvas. This is it's actually one that I have painted on a lot because I was using it to paint a commission and it just was not working. So I ended up painting over it, and my goal is to paint over it again, but this time to actually use it. It's just a piece of wood. I think this wood is actually meant for wood burning, probably, but I really like painting on them. I like the texture and just the feel of like painting on a board over so that I don't like see, because you can kind of see what I was painting before. So I'm going to turn it over so I can feel like I'm kind of starting fresh, or it's more just like seeing shapes instead of seeing the old painting. I thought about using one of these that I have, but I don't know, I'm feeling like doing this. I spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to set this stupid camera up because I don't have a tripod yet. This is just the way that it's going to be, the angle that it's going to be for now. I'm going to get my palette ready and then we can start painting. The reference photo that I'm going to be using is from Google Earth, and I've been doing this a lot recently where you just go anywhere in the world and you pick where you want and go to Street View, and then you can find all kinds of different terrain reference photos, and it's like you were actually there. So I'm gonna pick one of these. Not really feeling ocean. One of these ones with the buildings on the hills, which are kind of cool. I think this one. I went to the street that I live on, or that I grew up on. This is a view of from that road that I really like. Let's do this. To start off, I am just going to kind of get the general shape of everything, and I am using oils. I really like using oil paints. I'm not gonna lie, this texture on here and the color, like the darkness of this is kind of throwing me off. I need to like come in with some lighter colors for now, just so I can like see what I'm doing. I really enjoy painting the tree lines, like dark tree lines. I like the crispness of it. The dark, like umber, or I don't know what color that is that I covered it all with. Raw sienna maybe. Oh, but it is like bad. And the texture of this is going to really like change how I go about doing this. So I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, and I grew up on a dairy farm, and so we had cows and we had chickens sometimes. We had horses a couple of times. We had sheep. We had goats sometimes. Lots of different fun animals. Lived in an old farmhouse. Our neighbor had horses that he would let us go and ride, which was super cool. Our horses were never like super rideable. One was literally a miniature pony, so not great for riding on. I always liked drawing and painting growing up, and in high school and middle school, I especially liked trying to draw realistic portraits. That was a lot of fun for me. I don't enjoy doing portraits anymore just because it's such a time commitment to do them, and I just don't have that time. I don't have the time to sit down and like really go for it like I used to. Okay, I need to get some lighter stuff in here. There is just too much dark brown still. It's hard to focus on like what I'm actually trying to do. I hardly ever like wash out my brush or wipe it off whenever I switch colors. I just always try to make whatever color I'm doing next close to the one that I was doing before. Kind of makes the painting more cohesive because there's a little bit of color from one spot in another spot, and I don't know, and it's also just easier to not have to like wipe your brush off or get a new brush every time I want to switch a color. But that's just a personal preference, and sometimes I definitely do wipe it off. Like, there's a little bit too much green in here in the sky, but I am also fine to like paint over that once this dries a little bit. This texture is really throwing me off, actually. I don't know if I like it. Okay, that helps a little bit with my eyes to kind of see this as something else, not the old painting that it was. I kind of forgot that there were little houses like in between the trees back there. I like to lay down one like base of color before I actually start to go in and add more details, because then you can kind of like layer the colors. You don't necessarily mix them, although sometimes they do mix, and then that's okay. This picture doesn't have it, but I might add some flowers in here. There's also supposed to be a road like right here, but I don't really feel like painting that, so I might just add some flowers. I've been in a real flower kick, like drawing little or painting flowers in the front. If you're an artist, or if you just like to make art, you should let me know in the comments what you do and what you enjoy painting or drawing, and how long you've been making art. I'm learning that I don't really enjoy painting on heavily textured surfaces. It's hard to distinguish the texture that I'm currently laying down from what is already there, and it's not like going in the same direction as my current brush strokes, so it's like weird to be doing it on top of that. What kind of videos do you enjoy watching from artists? I know there's like studio vlogs, or like paint with me, there's sketchbook ideas, there's like market days, or small business as an artist, like tips and tricks, or like here's my experience as a small business and an artist, and like product reviews, or like art supply reviews, or trying out new things. I don't know, like as I'm starting this, I'm trying to decide what kinds of videos I want to make, and ones that I can be like passionate about and excited about making, and what feel natural to make. I think that is the biggest my biggest priority in starting this channel. I want my content to be a natural thing for me to make. I don't want to like make something or make a video or do something that is not like, doesn't feel natural to me. I want to push myself to try new things that maybe make me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be unreal to myself. I want to remain true to myself and authentic. But then I also hope that it can be like fulfilling for you. Yeah, so anyways, what are videos that you enjoy watching and why? You should let me know. I don't think I'm gonna add the houses in the background because I think I'm afraid it'll look too like washed out, or there won't be enough like definition, and so I don't know. I don't really think it's gonna add much to the painting. I like my paintings. I feel like they have movement to them. A bunch of short brush strokes, kind of going in different directions. Okay, I think it's done. And this is like a super simple little painting, but I like the colors and I think the texture underneath like really does add to it. I think it would be a lot more flat if the texture wasn't there. It wasn't my favorite to paint on top of. Like, I don't think I would like to do it again. But yeah, I think it adds something to it. I think it's actually pretty cute. I like the colors a lot in it. Sometimes I can't decide whether or not I want to put a painting in my shop or keep it for myself. I usually don't keep them for myself, but I don't know, this one I might. I like it. You like really see all that texture. Thanks for painting with me, and thanks for coming along and watching possibly awkward or like not very well filmed videos. But here's to growth, and here's to getting rid of this squeaky chair. Here's to getting a tripod that will make filming so much easier. Here's to getting a mic so my sound is better. Trying to get better at something that I don't really know how to do yet, but I'm learning. Thanks for painting with me, and yeah, I'll see you next time. See you next time.